fun. If you can't make it a little fun,
We are as
have a sense of humor.
self-deprecating a duo as any
I don't know
duo.
that's self-deprecating, but I just think it's funny to make fun of all those racing festivals. I don't know if we have any anymore. Anyway,
Extravaganzas.
match 200. That's the promo code. Use that, and we will match $200 your initial deposit. Play through Naira Bets. Got the $15 bonus. Bet 50 or more at Aqueduct in Oakland. $15 bonus. Of course, we'll be covering those races on America's Day at the Races. We'll get to that.
You opt into that yet, Andy?
What's that? No, not yet, but I will. I don't know what I'm going to be doing in Oakland today, but we'll see.
Okay.
We're doing races 2 through 7.
You'll find a way.
We have the Gotham Betting Challenge, $300 buy-ins. I think it's the first
of the year.
First of the year. Imagine
Donnie
some
Nelson
point
will
coming
be
back.
all excited about this.
Listen, anytime Donnie Nelson is in, I'm happy. He sits in the office right by me. I'm always happy to see Donnie Nelson. He's a fine man. What else do we have? 2 to 3 on FS1 and then 3 to 450. So a little earlier today, we'll be talking about the last race, which is a really good race, making it dichotomous from the rest of the card. And the scratches today, they found some doozies. Anyhow.
That race stay together though, everybody. Tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Don't
The
forget that.
Saudi Cup, 8 to 1. Yes, covering all the races.
And
From
then
there
we have
on
a tip
FS2.
sheet over at Naira Bets for that.
Excellent.
As well.
I hope that our friend Lee does well with Casa Creek, though. I'll make an exception and root for Lee.
Yes, we have to Lee.
Race number 1. This is the rematch, I think, that people have been waiting for. Wings Like Eagles and Sourcing Network.
You think they're waiting?
I think a lot of people. There was buzz in the subways. People in my building in the elevator were asking.
Just like Balboa Creek, too?
We'll show the race. 2 back for Sourcing, 2 back for both of them. I have an issue with this race in general. I thought the race came up surprisingly fast. It was the first race of the day, given the winner. You've picked Sourcing Network. I have the horse second. Why are we forgiving this horse's last race? This horse was absolutely atrocious. And frankly, she should have won this race. She's supposed to be a good thing. If she's a good thing, Chad Brown horse, she's supposed to win here.
Very aggro.
She's just not much horse.
I don't know if I disagree with you. I'm just going to give her a little bit. I'm going to give her. I'll forgive her last time because I mean
Because she was awful, and there's no reason to mention
buddy,
she's awful.
I'm not going to go back to Wings Like Eagles and.
Isn't Wings Like Eagles supposed to just go? This would be a good time for Jose Oscano to go against his better nature sometimes, just send. Though, frankly, with the blinkers on, I think Manny should send.
Well, and that could happen too. Yeah, I mean, that could happen as well. But I agree with you, though. I think Wings Like Eagles is probably just going to go from the rail. I understand the attraction, for lack of a better term, to She's Mo Bubbly. But the truth of the matter is,
attractive filly.
She didn't do too much running in her debut at Gulfstream for Todd, and she's part of the first wave up here for a guy that wins in bunches down there. I don't know.
Well, she wasn't bet down there. I mean, obviously at 3 to 5, I wouldn't bet her.
Yeah.
And I don't particularly like her either. I just hate the inside two horses.
And I understand, and that's the second part of the attraction is she's a fresh face to 2 horses who, if you think that race was dressed up 2 back for the 1 and the 2, there's nowhere else to go.
Why am I supposed to just
dismiss,
summarily dismiss a bad performance from a Chad Brown horse? As far as She's Mo Bubbly in her debut, she broke a little slow, and she was hard ridden by Jose Ortiz pretty much most of the way. And you see that with a lot of Todd Pletcher horses. He rode this horse from the start to the finish. She didn't do much running. I don't disagree.
4-year-old first-time starter, right?
I don't think she was that good. I'm not in love with her, but she's a second-time starter, a new face here. I would book her at 3 to 5 before I bet her. We'll see what price she goes at. I just didn't want to pick the inside two, but I don't blame you. The 5 is no superstar.
No.
Race number 2. So the "de" being the operative word here. I'll be rooting for my friend Steve Chris do well with Snowy Evening, a horse that we don't like. I don't know if I can like her at all, second off a layoff, but
I don't know if you could really can you dismiss anybody in here? I guess Pinstripe
well, you can't
Pizzo.
dismiss it. I picked Pinstripe Pizzo. So,
right.
You can't dismiss anybody, but you can't really like anybody either.
Agreed.
Go ahead.
Gracefulness. You know, there was a little push on Gracefulness, despite the fact she didn't take that much money first time out, even though the first 2 were short. I thought she ran okay first time out. I mean, the figs are light.
She was awful first time out.
There's slow horses in.
I understand, but she
Now
didn't run okay first time out. She ran atrociously.
She stretches out now. I think more ground's going to help her. I don't know.
I thought she was a total sucker playing here. She had a very good trip. She was down the inside. If she was in the 2 path of the rail for the entire running, the rail was the place to be. I didn't see this horse do any running. And when Dave's horses are okay, listen, I'm not saying she can't win because, as you said, anyone can win this race. I don't like her and she's going to be short.
David has her the favorite.
She's going to be short. They're going to see one race from her. They're going to assume she's going to improve second time out. And based on what I saw first time out, I have no reason to believe that's going to be the case.
If the connections were flip-flopped, wouldn't Levon be like 8-5 in here? Like,
she'd be short, yeah. And I think you're supposed to use her. Well, why is she terrible?
She's not.
She's run against better horses in a lot of races. She lost to Cairo Sugar, as did the one. Maybe they move up after Cairo Sugar upset that race the other day. Here's why I picked Pinstripe Pizzo, because it's Horacio de Paz. This horse took some money. That was a live race first time out. And I have no idea. This horse ran so badly. She just completely stopped. And after that, Horacio is putting her in a mile race. It doesn't make any sense.
And didn't drop her.
It doesn't make any sense.
I paid a lot of money for her, so you're not going to
But
drop
I mean,
her,
yeah, maybe she has some values of broodmare. I didn't look it up, but it makes no sense that she's running a mile. And I thought if he thinks it makes sense to run at a mile, and I think even though on paper she's not the speed, I'll be interested to see what Pennington does with her. I took a shot with her. She might not be able to run at all, but I don't like your horse. I think La Conquistadora is dangerous here. Caught a sloppy track. It's Lasix for the first time. Did run against at least some reasonable horses and did a little running in some of those races. Enough running that I could give this horse a chance in here, but I don't really like her. And I mean, the 1 and 2, yeah, they could run 1-2, but
I don't know. For me, that's
also had chances.
Yeah, had enough chances. Agree.
Race number 3, I thought was an interesting race. And I believe in race number 3 that the one Lilu should be favored in here. I think she's way the worst to beat. The good news for Anthony with Lilu is he can no longer pretend that she's a wet track horse. Well, this was one of your most embarrassing moments ever. But and believe me, there's competition. But
Cali Magic, buddy, and Rovi's in time. I'm not. You know what? I'm not so.
Isn't she gone here?
I'm not. She's supposed to be. You know what?
I know.
I'm going to take that. I'm going to take that
aggressive.
back. I'm going to take that back.
Supposed to go.
I'm going to take that back. I'm going to take that back.
She's supposed to be in front.
She's supposed to be in front.
But I'm not confident.
But
she
I'll
will be.
say this: if the horse you put on, you put Maury on top, right?
Yeah.
The horse you put on top, and the horse I have second.
She can be forward.
Isn't she? If she's live, isn't she supposed to be on top of this?
No, she gets second.
You don't think
Lilu.
so?
I mean, I don't know. It depends how they ride them. Most of what happens around here depends on how horses are ridden. It does not depend on how fast they are on paper. I mean, sometimes you can't help it. Lilu's faster than she is, and Lilu's the horse to beat. She ran against better horses last time out.
I think I disagree with that. I think cutting back, let her inspire you is absolutely the horse to beat.
Okay, I disagree with you, but that's fine. We'll show her win 3 races back. Why am I supposed to want her cutting back?
I think her better races, despite the
They're not her better races, but that's okay.
That Empire Distaff fig, I mean, she walked around there early, and she just was able to run away from 2 horses who
What about her Fleet Indian?
Fleet Indian was okay, but that track helped her. That track helped her. She got beat by an open horse, but that track. But to me, her best race was her first race off the layoff.
So that idiot Todd Pletcher's been running her long. That guy's such a dope.
That's where the race is off for her.
You really got to sharpen him up.
That's where the race is
I got
off
his
for
number.
her.
You want to call him?
I don't think he's an idiot. That's where the race is
I know,
off for her.
I'm teasing.
But I mean,
I don't think anybody thinks he's an idiot.
I think her
and if they do, they're an idiot.
I think her last 2 races, because you look at her Fleet Indian, I think she's
Todd
better
has horrendous numbers turning back. And what it says to me, and 19% are not horrendous numbers, by the way, for most people, for mere mortals. Todd's not a guy you see a lot of 19% with.
That's true.
And Todd's ROIs are usually strong. I mean, Todd has some of the best stats for a guy whose horse get bet that wins a lot of races of anybody. He had routinely around the $1.75 ROIs, which is being the takeout, which is hard to do.
Right.
It says to me that it's an act of desperation. And you can say it's the wet tracks, but she's run well on wet tracks. The reality of her is she's been bad.
I didn't say it was the wet tracks. I don't think she wants to go that far.
Well, she does. That's silly. But
okay.
That's just silly.
I think she's better going shorter.
That's fine. I don't, and there's nothing to back that up, but that's fine. She's much better going longer in her PPEs and Todd sees it. He's taking a shot. They're trying to do something different for a horse who's completely fallen apart. And I'm not saying she can't win. Because obviously she can win this race. But the reality is she looks to me like a horse that's gone the wrong way. That got good, that's gone the wrong way. And this to me looks like, hey, this race is coming up. She'd run okay in some sprint races. She obviously can sprint. Let's take a shot and see where she stands. Because it's getting to the point where you almost, I mean, they could still breed her, couldn't they?
It's a little
I doubt
late.
they
They
will.
still have to wind her down and stuff, and it would be a late fall. I mean, they could if they wanted to, but
Okay, you and I see this race differently. I think Lilu's much the worst to beat. But as far as Unsolved Melody, we'll show her last dirt race. A wise move by Bill Maury to take this horse off of synthetic. Well, she didn't run terribly, but she's a better dirt horse.
She's a better dirt horse.
I don't know if I can.
Clearly.
I know one thing. If she runs this race, this is her last dirt race.
She'll be right there.
Do you know who the horse who beat her is famed? You know, the horse who ran third there is a Tom Amos. We'll get back to her. Is a Tom Amos horse who won 2 straight races and has a chance in the stake this weekend.
Was Fame the filly that ran at Oakland? Why am I blanking on this?
She has a big pedigree. She is a half 2.
Brad Cox?
Yes. She's a half 2. I'll give you a hint. I believe he was a champion 2-year-old last year. 2 years, You might have heard of him. He beat me for a fortune in the Travers.
Why am I?
Central Quality.
Oh, right.
You know what's funny about Central Quality? I have trouble remembering his name, too. I don't know what it is. There's so many of those names I have trouble.
This was Amy Ray, right?
I don't think so.
No, that's why I think it screws me up.
Well, he was a Tappet.
Yeah, that's why I think it screws me up.
I think she's a Medagliadoro, maybe?
Yeah.
I took her. Different face in here. I was against Let Her Inspire You. Anthony's not. I get it. I'm not gonna die on that hill, but I'm gonna bet against her.
I got you.
Anthony, great scratch for Anthony in race number 4. Write this down.
This is one of my only
tremendous scratch for Anthony. It's like winner chicken dinner.
This is one of my only snarky things, snarky opinions of the day.
They're snarky
It would have
opinions.
been the third, but it's supposed to have been the third price in a race.
I
where
read her
the two
team
favorites
just won
are
at
awful.
5-1 at Gulfstream. That horse's PPs must look horrendous.
David Fawkes. Wow. Yeah, this horse must not have this horse might have been running.
Who's the best horse
mule
David
racing.
Fawkes ever trained?
Bahamian Breeze.
Big drama.
Yeah, I guess.
Won a Breeders' Cup Sprint. I'm not certain that's the right answer, but it feels like it.
Yeah, that's probably the right answer.
He was the horse that Rachel Alexander chased around the racetrack in the Preakness.
Yeah.
She was in some of the most incredible pace scenarios and won races of any horse in history.
Who's your filly's better though? Don't you know that?
She could have been. Listen, I could have been faster than Jesse Owens. It just didn't work out that way.
I had a rough week. I feel like stirring you up a little bit today.
Well, that is one of the most insulting things I've ever. I've read some dumb stuff on Twitter, but that was insulting to all of them.
This wasn't a race you felt like, I don't know. I don't
listen,
want to take either of these horses.
We'll show Risky Frolics win 3
You
back.
want to take these horses?
I'm with you. I'm making fun of you because I like to, but I agree with you. I cannot knock you.
No offense to Michelle Giangulio, but from Todd Fletcher and David Jacobson.
No, right. I mean, it's not like right. And by the way, you know what Michelle's numbers off the claim are? She's been in the game for a year and a half to 2 years. She's 2 for 25 off the claim. Now 12 hit the board, but she's 2 for 25. I just thought this horse is going to go to the lead, and I don't know who the heck's going to pass her here.
What's supposed to happen here?
And I'll tell you something about Freudian. I know you and I have her second. This was one when I was in the racing office when she ran 8th at 1-2, and I remember joking there was a shake for her, and I said, I was saying
There was like a crazy shake.
and Robbie
for her.
Falcone said immediately, I know I'm going to win. It was like an 8-way shake. He said, I know I'm going to win. I know I'm a cinch to win. And we were laughing. I said, you're not winning, you're losing. Whoever wins that shake lost.
No question about it.
And I mean, she hasn't run horrendously for Robbie, and she could win here. But man, oh, by the way, I ran one race. There's a Stewart's Inquiry. No, it's the second and third horse. Nothing
This
to
will
do
be
with
the
him.
first time in 4 starts she's not favored. How about this one? 1-2,
Yeah.
2-1, 2-1. Could you imagine?
I've been betting
this?
against her every time, but in this race, I got her second. And I
mean,
don't.
what do you
You're
suppose
not
that-
wrong. You're not wrong to have looked to take a shot against the 4. I'm not going to knock that. I couldn't make the 1. I had her 4th, but
No.
I think the 4 is supposed to go to the lead. But
I mean, if there was a smidge of moisture in the track, you could have made a little case, I think,
there
for
is
the 2.
there is something special about this race, though, and I think a lot of you want to write this down because you want to tell the grandkids that you were at Aqueduct or playing Aqueduct the day that Eamon Harkey was odds-on morning line. Am I wrong? I mean,
You remember the Father's Day a few years ago? He won the first and the last. Hit that pick 4 in the last race. Had the
Eamon's
old
fine. Eamon rides. I'm not trying to knock him, but he's not riding a lot of 4 to 5 shots in the morning line. I'll tell you that.
Morning line.
He wins. He wins. I would argue he overachieves. How's that?
4 to 5 more. That's
Let me put it this way: you like a horse, you're afraid to pick him if he's riding it.
Make a great point. 4 to 5 on the morning line.
Yeah.
Imagine this.
Yeah, it's incredible. What a game. Anyway, that's the first 4. We'll be back with the late pick 4 in just a moment.
For For almost 150 years, the Saratoga name has been synonymous with the finest quality, sustainably sourced spring water available anywhere. Saratoga carries on the rich tradition of its forefathers by crafting each stunning blue glass bottle with the same attention to detail and care that has been its hallmark for generations. Visit SaratogaSpringwater.com today or ask for us by name at your local market or restaurant. Saratoga Spring Water. Make every day exquisite.
We're back. I was telling a poker story.
We're telling some bad poker stories in the last 2 minutes.
David Aragona just sent me a very funny text. I'm not going to read it in the air, but it is a funny text. You can't read it.
Oh,
I'll show you afterwards.
All right,
I can't do that to you guys if I'm not going to share it. Race number 5.
Show one, show all,
So
like
you
a
know
poker
what's
hand.
the most annoying thing about race number 5?
What's the most annoying thing about race number 5?
I brought
Andy?
up the replay of the Dam of Excess Demand, Dance
Oh,
to
I knew
Bristol,
that was coming.
winning the 2013 Ballerina. You know, I was trying to be creative. Couldn't find out. There's no replays to show.
No replays.
$400,000 for this son of Canny Ride and Dance to Bristol. People want to remember Dance to Bristol. She was terrific.
Fantastic.
And she beat I think Baffert trained Gary and Mary West horse.
Yep.
In the Ballerina by like a head.
It was
book review.
Book review. No, that was Chad.
I thought it was Chad too, but I thought it was listed as
Chad.
It was Chad, right?
She went on to win the Charlestown Oaks.
That's right. I thought it said. That's right. I remember.
The next race she won the
because I remember
Charlestown
Cherie
Oaks.
was flying down on the plane to go to Charlestown.
I watched that race in an OTB on Hempstead Turnpike in Bethpage.
You're 100% right. Yeah, I remember. Charlestown Oaks has been very, very, very good to me.
Yorkie Boo Princess.
No. Oh yeah, that's right. She paid $8. I bet her, right?
She finished second.
She ran second. I had the exact right.
I forgot to bet.
You didn't. You
I was
forgot
doing the
to bet.
radio
That's
show.
right.
I was working for HRN upstairs.
Eddie Barker. I remember I
was
told you.
flipping out.
I was telling
I was
you.
flipping out in long shots.
That's right. No, the Linda Rice.
You took care of me
Sheila.
the next day though, because I reminded you. I reminded you to bet, and then I didn't bet. I was probably broke.
Yeah,
It was a bad
exactly
time.
like 500 or something
580 or
crazy or something.
something. Yeah.
No, Hot City Girl. Paid $14. She should have paid
That
$3.
was the year after, I think.
Yeah, I'd liked her in the prioress. She
Yep.
scratched.
Yep.
So the favorite's going to be Newendike.
Newendike, yeah.
Good
I
luck.
scratched into this horse for fourth. I really want very little to do with
I
this
thought
horse.
the race was 2s and 6s. I preferred the 6. 2 runs back to the race at Churchill on the dirt. She'll lap this field.
Supposed to just gallop, right?
Yep.
First, fresh gelding, fresh Lasix.
He will lap.
Yes. I mean, horses. I mean, I guess Arabato to 1A is going to go, but the blinkers come off. I don't know.
I don't know anything here.
I thought
except
close- yeah.
I like the 2 and 6. I preferred the 6. 6 scratched. I want to bet against the 4. Apparently, a vet scratch here. This horse, you know who Excess Demand is a half to? That wasn't a bad horse. Speaking of Baffert,
No.
Rockefeller.
Oh, it was the
I don't know why.
New York bred, right?
I thought the chart miscalled book review, and I was thinking it was a Chad horse.
Who's Chad?
Yeah, I don't know why. But anyway, race number 6.
Unless they left him with Chad after the race. Left her with Chad after the race, which could have been possible. I'm
wonder-
pretty sure it was Chad the whole time.
So am I. I had a memory it was Chad, but maybe I'm thinking chart. I got to look at the chart. I got to look at that chart again. I could also call Chad, but so this race, we'll go to race 6.
Race number 6. There we go.
Hold off on the replay. You took the 4, Electric Stuff.
I did.
Okay, go ahead.
I just thought the horse needed the first race. I thought this horse ran in spots first time out. I was surprised. It's funny. When I first looked, I was like, oh, this horse probably needs a pair of blinkers. And then I was watching, oh, well, this horse has a pair of blinkers.
She's an
a
engine. But
No, he's a bad actor. I'm worried that he might just be a little bit of a head case. I'm hoping a fast track helps him a little bit too. Sometimes these horses that are a little green, they run a lot better on fast ground. I'm hoping it helps him. That was it.
I don't know how anyone can watch the replay of the debut, that the race that the 2, 3, and 4 come out of, and not bet on the 3, Chalky Cat. You want to bet on the firsters, go ahead. But we'll watch here. Chalky Cat gets steadied back after the start and taken out of the race. Electric Stuff did absolutely no running in this race, with just picked up pieces at the end. If he improves second time on a dry track, I guess anything could happen. It's horse racing. But you got to watch Chalky Cat. Chalky Cat's last back there. Chalky Cat ran so much the best race of all 4 of these horses that it's not even funny. I mean, Chalky Cat, while Electric Stuff's just sort of sucking along here, Chalky Cat makes this ridiculous, crazy 5-wide run from back into last to chase here. Launch Control is actually in front at this point and holds him off. But it's amazing what Chalky Cat did in this race when you consider the break, the trouble after the start, and this middle move, and how wide this horse was. Meanwhile, Electric Stuff's doing absolutely no running, sitting behind horses and just sort of sucking up pieces. She's not bolting, but she's so wide, Eric has trouble keeping her in. I will be very surprised. I mean, listen, it's a wet track. You never know what happened. But I'll be very, very surprised if of the 3 horses coming out of this race, the Chalky Cat doesn't beat them. But I'm not going to be surprised if they lose to a first-time starter. Ormstown is a Bernardini. Dave Dunk's not only looking to win his 3rd first-time start in about a week, but his 2nd straight Bernardini first-time starter, and this horse half to Water's Edge.
Yep.
It was a very good horse, so I'm not going to be shocked. But I thought Chalky Cat ran a huge race last time.
Okay.
But I am afraid of Ormstown, the first-time starter.
Okay.
Race number 7, speaking of scratches. Did quite a number on this race.
Yeah. How much left here?
We'll look at Save Grace last time out. I don't like horses like this, Save Grace, short price, claimed 4 months ago. This is a horse that, or 3 months ago, not that long, but you got to think that Mike Dubb was claiming this horse to run here this winter, And now doesn't show up for over 3 months. Just kind of wonder where she's been,
Yeah, I don't disagree. Found the right spot, though, now, especially with the scratches, right?
She did, but
she's gone on a
she's
lead.
not that
supposed
good.
To be, no? Does she have to be? She's got 3 horses that have very little to no speed. I mean, I guess Justin Nyquist can be forward, but, I mean, she's supposed to be Manny's supposed to just put her on the lead. Her job got much, much easier.
I guess Justin Nyquist can try a chase, but you're right. She's not fast, though, Anthony. Her pace figures are very, very mediocre, though she did show speed last time. But 22 at Churchill is a very slow
I
first quarter.
understand that, but compared to what she's running, I mean, these horses have no speed. I guess she's Nyquist is a little speed. But
Justin Nyquist was supposed to go with Mad Mayo. I agree. I agree. Listen, I don't like her. I'm going to use the 2 and 6. I just think the 6 is a new face coming in. She's not very good, but I want to use the new face. I don't want the other
She's
ones.
kind of returning, right? She wasn't very good on the circuit. This is the old.
She ran a 64 buyer on this circuit.
Yeah.
Anthony, what?
What
do you
a
think?
year and a half ago.
Okay, you just said she wasn't that good in the circuit. You didn't say what it was. I know it was a caveat. When you were wrong, you came up with a caveat of how long ago it was.
No, she hasn't been good off the circuit. She hasn't been that good off the circuit.
Actually, the reality is she's better on the circuit than she is off of it. So, it's a dunce cap for you. Let's go to race number 8. Now, race number 8 is a fabulous race. Is a true rose among thorns. It is.
Unbelievable
It's a fabulous race. It really is. There's a whole lot going on here. And there's so much going on here. Oh, you didn't chalk out. So Spiked. We'll take a look at Spiked. And Spike is the horse to beat.
Yeah, we did the same thing.
But
we
this
both
is
put
a
second,
contentious
right?
race. We didn't do the same thing. This is a contentious
We
race.
both put a second. We did the same thing.
Well, with her.
Said her.
A very contentious race. The pace in here is going to be contentious because of a horse that we'll talk about in Baby Man. Baby Man's got to go, and it's first time flying P. I would not completely dismiss that horse. I've never liked that horse, but I'm going to use that horse off the claim by flying P. I don't know. I think Spike's got to deal with a lot of pace in here.
A lot. Oh,
And she's
I
got
don't know who's the fastest, but yes, there's a lot of pace on here, right?
Yes. She's the one to beat. I don't have a big issue. She's run the faster races. I probably shouldn't have put Glosity third. I probably should have her fourth. We'll show a race. I'm just afraid of Jamie Ness's horses because, I mean, they improve in leaps and bounds and often hold that form. But I got to tell you something. This was an atrocious field, and she got an easy trip.
She was able to cut the corner. She got a great trip. Got a really good ride by Andrew Wilson. Yeah, I don't disagree with anything. Problem is,
Jamie Ness.
this is a guy who struggled up here And the 2 horses he ran that
No,
day.
last year he started winning here
Yeah.
again.
And they galloped.
After being
They
one for
start-
5
they
years.
started winning now. And the way she handled these horses last time, and you know what? He claimed her in October. They don't know why they kept running this filly on the turf, because she's, I mean, I don't see that any real turf. I mean, I see the bottom, I guess. But her 2 dirt races.
Well, her
for
dam
this-
is an invisible spirit.
I
European,
understand that,
so,
but she's not
well,
running on the dirt. She's just not doing it here.
I
Her
agree.
2 dirt races
Not
for
a
this
turf one.
guy. Her 2 dirt races for this guy have been,
They've been okay.
Andy.
They've been okay.
They've been pretty good.
They've been okay. They're not that good.
And she's going to sit. She's supposed to sit.
I thought she'd be sitting second.
She's supposed to sit the same trip she
I
sat
think they're going
last
to be
time.
moving up front. I'm not sure sitting. I think the 1 and 3 could be compromised by the pace. I'm not going to take big stands against Jamie Ness because his horses do things that they don't appear in the PPs. But this is a very, very different field than what she ran against last time, Anthony. That was a completely uncompetitive race she ran in last time. I'm betting on Pharaoh's Heart. I'll tell you one thing I liked about Pharaoh's Heart. She actually didn't break that badly. She only broke about a half slow last time. And she's a bad breaker. I actually thought she ran well. She was 4 to 5 wide last time. That was a race, Lilu. This race was pretty much dominated in the front end. It was her first race of a 6-month layoff for Michelle Nevin, who does not have good numbers off of layoffs. This is a talented filly. I mean, at one time, this horse would have been a heavy favorite in here. Obviously, she got the wrong
favorite
way.
in here.
But she was in a race at Oaklawn last winter. I think she was scratched the gate. And it was like a whole thing with a pick 4 or pick 5. It's like a weird situation. But she's obviously got issues. But she is coming back. I'm going to give her a chance. I think she has the right to be the best horse in here. I think she gets the pace to run at. Thought she ran fine last time for off a layoff. I'm going to use her. I'm probably going to use more. I'd use the 3 defensively and the 10. I'm inclined to let the 1 beat me here. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm crazy.
On me. I think Suspended Campaign has a big chance, too, with all the speed. She kind of woke up in her last 2 starts.
Yeah. No, I agree. She's run fine.
Yeah.
She was interfered with the stretch. She was probably going to finish 3rd anyway, but she was interfered with.
Yeah. But at least she's shown, after a couple of starts where you thought maybe she kind of showed some life last time. Last 2 starts.
I got put up in that last race.
I know you did.
It's a rarity. It was like a holiday. It was like your birthday. By the way, Anthony's birthday is March 31st if you want to do some early shopping. He prefers, in fact, gifts that are bought in February.
Andy's the day after the Belmont. I'll be at Ed Sheeran for your birthday this year.
He's in that movie.
Any clue who Ed Sheeran
I saw
is?
him on, no, I saw
Yesterday.
him. Yesterday, yeah.
He was in
He was in
Yesterday,
that, yeah.
Excellent. I love that movie.
Otherwise, the answer would be no.
Would be
Where's
no.
he
I know
playing?
it would
Where's
be.
he playing? Jones Beach?
No, that'll be
UBS?
MetLife Stadium. Pal, back-to-back nights. And I'll sell both out.
Wow.
He's huge.
I'm really on top
He's
of
a
the
top
music.
10 star in the world. Right
Did people cry because they couldn't get tickets on Ticketmaster?
No, I didn't say he's Harry Styles and Taylor Swift, but he's up there.
My friend Chip went to see Harry Styles.
I'd go see.
He said he was great.
I'd go see Harry.
Well, his friend was warming up, I think.
I've been known to start One Direction, Story of My Life.
He said the Harry
sing-alongs.
Styles show was great.
Harry Styles. I mean, I'm
He
a boy.
promised me if I went, I would enjoy it.
I'm a boy band guy, so you're asking the wrong person. I've been to 20 New Kids on the Block concerts. So
What's going on with your hair?
here we go. I got asked this question a couple of times during the week.
There's a little bouffant thing
It was
going
cut.
on there.
I had it done. We're like 50-50. Some people like it, some people don't.
I didn't say I didn't like it. I
don't
just
think
wondered what's going
there's
on
a little
here.
product in it right now.
Yes, there is.
Ruben's doing
There's
a good
little
job trying to
product in it.
cover the
All right, I'm
bald
going to go
spot
get
up.
some lunch. We're going to go over to Naira Bets. Use the promo code MATCH200. We'll match it up to $200 of your initial deposit. Head over to Naira Bets. Play through Naira Bets. Don't do it for me. Do it for Anthony. $50 bonus. You bet $15 bonus. You bet 50 or more here at Oaklawn. I'll opt in for that right now, Anthony. What else do we have? We have the Gotham Betting Challenge, $300. I imagine you can go over to naira.com/contest probably next Friday at 5 o'clock or something, but don't listen to me. Head on over there and check it out. It's BCBC seat, FS1 and FS2, 2 to 450. And also the Saudi Cup tomorrow from 8 to 1. I'm doing that. I'm opting in.
Up then, buddy.
I am. No, I went to the wrong one.
If you finish up.
I'm up. What's
We're
today?
done. He'll be back on America's Day.
Excuse
The
me.
races lady. God bless you. Again, Chris Griffin up with a reprise of the scratches and changes in just a few minutes. We will see you tomorrow.
Bye.
For almost 150 years, the Saratoga name has been synonymous with the finest quality, sustainably sourced spring water available anywhere. Saratoga carries on the rich tradition of its forefathers by crafting each stunning blue glass bottle with the same attention to detail and care that has been its hallmark for generations. Visit SaratogaSpringwater.com today or ask for us by name at your local market or restaurant. Saratoga Spring Water. Make every day exquisite.